Today we are doing that thing police departments swear never happens, turning tiny, harmless stuff into a full-blown public safety emergency. Sidewalk chalk. Alleged jaywalking. The kind of crimes that usually get solved by rain or just minding your business. And right now, this matters because these videos keep going viral, and somehow the official response is still, we investigated ourselves and found we were amazing. So yeah, let us hit play and see what reality says. Subscribe if you believe the truth about how this system actually works deserves to be said out loud. We will keep saying it.
What's up, Papa? How's it going? Good.
Good on, man.
Okay.
What's all this that we're doing here?
Somebody called us because you do graffiti. So you don't have a permit. Unfortunately,
It's freedom of expression to create in public property.
It's public, yes.
Yeah, I've been arrested and going in court 3 times now. So I mean, if y'all need to arrest me for it, we can arrest me and then we can go to court after that.
Far, man. You just have an ID on you?
What am I doing wrong, man?
Well,
I'm creating and it's about to rain and wash it all away.
Yeah, that's my concern. That is not. Could you stop it, please? Could you stop it? Just stop. Okay?
This is impermanent, man.
Come right here, please. Sit on this way.
You have your ID on you, man?
Hey, come
Hey,
here.
the police are out here messing with me. I'm just trying to do my sidewalk shot.
Hold on. It's okay. We try to talk to you. You don't listen. We try to be civilized. We want to give you a break. Now you're pushing us to do this. Yes, no, you are.
Because you're bullying.
Oh, we're bullying. So, breaking the law.
Sidewalk shot.
My car. It's also simple, man. All you have to do is just give me your name and that's it. I told you I wasn't trying to go this far, alright?
Well, you're going this far and you chose to.
Yeah.
I need my stuff.
Go ahead and get it.
Huh?
We'll go ahead and get it right now for you. What's your name, man? You don't have an ID on you?
Yeah, it's in my pocket.
Can I go ahead and grab it?
I mean, I don't have any other choice, do I? Y'all have already cuffed me for sidewalk shot.
Is it in this wallet right here? So you're just trying to get some tip money off of that or what?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Trying to create beauty in a public place.
As long as you don't have a permit for that.
You don't need a permit.
No? Okay. You can explain that to the judge, okay?
You have any weapons on you, man?
No.
Any knives, anything that's gonna poke or shake me?
My backpack, my artwork over there.
Alright, man. Just do me a favor, just go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and take you in the back of my patrol car, alright? And then we're gonna figure out what we're gonna go ahead and do, alright? This time you're just detained, you're not free to leave.
Take his phone. These are the elements of the crime. These two. This one, I don't know. This one mine. So evidence, let's take that.
Okay. So
Graffiti.
Okay, we're gonna book them?
Yeah.
For graffiti?
Yeah. Definitely. Okay.
So the big terrifying threat today is water-soluble art. Not spray paint, not gang tags, colored dust that gets defeated by a light drizzle. And somehow we still got the full ceremony. ID demand, cuffs, patrol car. Like the sidewalk was in danger of developing opinions. And this is Joshua Ley Hinson. If you have been around these cases, you know he is basically a recurring character in the franchise called Stop Having Joy in Public. The man is known for chalk. He has been arrested over it multiple times. Multiple times. Which tells me this is not confusion. This is policy with an attitude. Here is what always gets me. Cities love murals. They love community art initiatives with grant money and a ribbon cutting. But let somebody make something beautiful for free, and suddenly it is graffiti, and everybody's allergic to common sense. Also, that little line about just explain it to the judge, that is the system's favorite hobby. turning a non-issue into court dates, job risk, and bail money. Punishment by paperwork. And if you're wondering how this ends usually, settlement, quiet apology, chalk festival photo op, roll credits. All right, keep watching because I can already feel someone higher rank walking into frame like, what are we doing?
Do you check him? Do you frisk him?
Yeah, it's just paper. I haven't taken everything out.
Okay.
And now we hit my favorite part of the episode, the paperwork ritual, where everyone pretends this is normal adult behavior. Because, did you catch the energy? They are doing that careful, methodical search, like Joshua might be packing, what, a number 5 sidewalk chalk? A weaponized pastel. Sir, step away from the Crayola. And this is where the civil liberties problem gets real. It is not just the cuffs, it is the processing. Once they decide you are a criminal person today, every little step after that becomes a justification machine. Search him because we arrested him. We arrested him because we think it is vandalism. It is vandalism because we arrested him. Beautiful circle. No notes. Also, quick context for anyone new here. Hinson has a track record of these chalk arrests, and as of August 2026, he was still active, and the city ended up doing the classic settlement plus apology plus awkward chalk festival, which is adorable. But the point is, the harm already happened. The stop, the search, the record, the time, the stress. And I am not a lawyer, but the way this is supposed to work is suspicion first, then intrusion, not intrusion first, then vibes. Tell me again how this is about public safety.
Graffiti.
How much?
The whole crossing in the corner, by the bus stop on the how do you call it?
Marker or what?
No, it's chalk.
Okay, is that arrestable offense?
But yes, because he's chalk, marker, permanent marker, all that stuff. I'm gonna read the statute again. I want to give him a break.
In order for Class B, it has to be indelible, meaning non-erasable. So chalk is washable.
I don't know, with the water it's not washing off, so it's gonna take a little time.
But chalk, just be careful because chalk is not considered a permanent marking.
Okay.
So
I told him, hey, what is this doing? I'm gonna give him a break. Hey, just stop. No, I'm doing art. This is my right. I can do this in
on
public.
the sidewalk?
On the sidewalk.
Okay. That's probably not going to be an arrestable offense.
Yeah, we're going to check it right now. If that is the case, just let him go.
Yeah, double check, but tell him to be careful because if we bring something back here like that, then if we unlawfully detain them, then that opens up for lawsuit.
Okay.
Hold on. Did we just witness a sergeant spontaneously develop a conscience on camera? Like a rare bird sighting. Everybody stay still. Because what I just watched is the quiet part said out loud. Not the chalk debate, the real panic. The panic is lawsuits. That line right there is the whole modern accountability system in one sentence. Not, this is unconstitutional, not, this is petty. Just, hey, maybe do not unlawfully detain the chalk guy because it gets expensive. And here is the extra context. With Joshua Ley Hinson, this is not some one-off misunderstanding where nobody knows what chalk is. This has been a recurring pattern. He is basically a returning character. The kind that shows up and the department goes, oh no, not the sidewalk Picasso again. And I am not a lawyer, but qualified immunity has turned into this weird magical umbrella. If the exact fact pattern is not already in a published case somewhere, then officers act like the Constitution is in beta testing. Like, sorry sir, your rights are not supported on this device. That is why this matters. If the only thing stopping bad stops is fear of civil payouts, then the public is funding the lesson plan.
Alright, man. So this is our police department. We're just going to hold you and process all your stuff. Just going to go ahead and get everything out on your pocket top. Go ahead and take a seat, alright?
So we are doing the full Broadway production now. The pockets, the property inventory, the ceremonial sit-down, all over chalk. Incredible. And this is the part people miss when they only focus on the initial stop. Processing is punishment. Even if the case gets tossed later, you still got searched, logged, maybe cuffed, your stuff handled like evidence in the big chalk heist of 2026. That is not a misunderstanding. That is a choice. Now, here is the wild extra context. Joshua Ley Hinson has been through this loop enough times that by August 2026, the city ended up settling and issuing a public apology. Not because they suddenly discovered the Bill of Rights in a desk drawer, because it was cheaper than explaining to a jury why sidewalk doodles required a full custodial experience. And the city response is my favorite genre. They allegedly made peace by hosting a chalk art festival. Which is like hitting someone with your car, then opening a bike lane ribbon cutting. Feel good, photogenic, zero accountability. Also, can we talk about the incentive structure? Congratulations, Joshua. Street art is now a high-risk savings bond. Not legal advice, just bleak economics.
Supposedly climbing our wall with a mask on over here. Andre called it in. Yeah, over here. Somewhere on this wall on Clyde, he said. Andre called it in. See anything?
The guy walking on the sidewalk, he had a mask on, he's just texting.
In black?
Black pants, black shirt, Caucasian.
Okay. I think that's the guy he was saying was trying to climb our wall there. Because Andre saw it, so 12 to 15.
Go ahead.
Hey, I guess he's walking southbound on Clyde. Next to the PD now. Dressed all in black. Supposedly he's walking down this way.
He's walking north.
So.
Charlie 90, Patrol, take the McDonald's call.
Hello. Hey, were you trying to come over our wall here?
Hell no. What, I look stupid?
No? We'll get you for 1 second because we had a call of a guy dressed in black that was climbing up on one of our walls there.
Hell no. Ain't you guys got cameras?
Uh-huh. Do you have an ID card with you? I'll call Fleming. Hey, Sarge. Can you call Fleming? Who messaged? Where did Fleming who did he message? What's that? Was that you?
Yeah.
Well, we're out with the guy dressed in black that's running right along here, so.
He said he had a citizen call.
Oh, so he didn't see it?
No, he didn't.
Jesus Christ.
All right, yeah, I think I'm going to have to go to court next week.
All right. Well, great. I thought he saw.
Well, he's doing it like that.
Yeah. All right.
He's refusing to give his name or any information.
Hey, I don't like cops. I don't talk to cops. I don't deal with
Okay.
cops. I was minding my business, looking at my phone, walking down
He
the
stated to
sidewalk,
me-
and I was stopped.
Freely, he stated to me that he was inside the lobby trying to make an officer complaint.
Okay.
Figured out it was closed, so he left the the lobby, and came onto the road. The sidewalk and came this way. So he was trying to make a complaint, but
Okay. Well,
church
I can help you with that.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I can.
No, you can't. I'll be here Monday through Friday during business hours to talk to a supervisor.
I am the supervisor.
I don't care.
Well, if you want to make an officer complaint, I'm the guy to talk
Put
to.
it in writing. You ain't gonna do nothing. You protect your
Sir,
blue
he's a
line
sergeant.
brothers. I don't care. You're his blue line brothers. He ain't gonna do.
Say what?
I said you protect your blue line brothers. You ain't gonna do.
Based on what?
Based on police. That's what's based on.
You don't know
based
me.
on I don't need to know you. You're a blue line. That's all you are to me.
Okay.
You don't give a damn about nobody but your other blue line people.
so we're
Okay.
trying to.
All right.
You ain't trying to help me do. You're right now. You're harassing me on the side of the road. Am I being detained or am I free to leave?
You're free to go.
Thank you. Oh, y'all.
Keep an eye on him as he. Look up. He's wearing an auto shirt. See if anything happened.
Oh, we
there.
have. Oh, this guy?
Yeah, because we don't even have him ID. We don't have any.
He wouldn't give ID.
No. But he's wearing an shirt, so we can probably figure out who he is.
Do you know if he's parked in the front parking lot or anything like that?
I don't know. You want to go? Preston. Go to the. See if he's got a tag on the car in the parking lot.
Charlie 90, Patrol, take the PhD.
Now you're detained for jaywalking, running across Clyde Morris like that.
How else am I gonna cross?
That's what crosswalks are for.
There isn't a crosswalk within 150 feet. I know you cross at
Well,
a
now you're
90-degree
detained.
angle when there's no crosswalks within 150 feet.
You're detained,
You're illegally detaining me.
and now you have to identify yourself.
No, I don't. I want a supervisor.
I am the
I
supervisor.
want your supervisor. I didn't do anything wrong. I committed no crimes. I am not giving you my ID.
Oh, this one opens with the classic horror trope. A vague caller, a guy in black, a wall, somewhere, allegedly. You can practically hear the probable cause being assembled out of spare parts. And then the sergeant does that rare thing you see once every 50 body cam episodes. He actually listens to the facts, and you can watch the vibe shift from "we're hunting a suspect" to "oh no, we're hunting a lawsuit." That "oh Jesus Christ" was not about public safety. That was about paperwork. Here's the broader problem. These minor stops are how a ton of bigger cases start. Jaywalking and loitering and matching a description are the Swiss Army knife of discretionary enforcement. Historically, they get used as pretexts because they are easy to allege and hard to disprove in the moment, which is why cities all over the country have been rolling back jaywalking enforcement lately. Not because they love pedestrians, because the civil rights optics are radioactive. Also notice the complaint angle. The guy says he was trying to file a complaint, and suddenly he's being hunted in a parking lot. That is how you teach a community to never report misconduct. Not a lawyer, just a longtime viewer of this cancel-proof series.
Jaywalking is a traffic infraction. Jaywalking is a traffic infraction
I didn't jaywalk.
for which you are lawfully detained.
I didn't jaywalk.
Actually,
You're unlawfully detaining me. I did not jaywalk.
I actually saw you
There is-
myself.
No,
so.
yes, I understand that.
I
You're
saw you
allo-
from- I saw you
you
from the
are
parking lot
allowed
over
to
here.
cross the street if there is not an intersection within 150 feet. You're allowed to
Not
cross
with
the
traffic
street
coming.
at a 90-degree angle. There was no traffic
There's a
coming.
lot of
You were the
traffic.
closest traffic, and you were far enough away from me to make it safely. You guys just want to ID me illegally. So go ahead, if that's really what you want to do, take my wallet. Because Terry v. Ohio says you're not allowed to dig into my pockets without a reason. So if you really want to have a lawsuit filed against you, go ahead. I will sue you.
All right, so
I got him.
if you don't identify yourself,
Go ahead, take my wallet. It's right
You will
there.
be- you
Take
will
my
be
wallet
under
out of
arrest.
my pocket.
okay.
I'm telling you, go ahead, take
Take
my
his-
wallet out of
take
my
his wallet.
pocket. That's illegal. You're breaking my rights right now. You're
your feet.
violating my
Put your
rights. That's a violation. You're not allowed to go in my pockets and take my wallet without reasonable
You
suspicion.
just told us to.
No, I
You just said that.
You're
You
threatening me with
said
arrest.
that.
That's done under duress. You are threatening me with arrest.
That's correct, I am.
Okay, so now we are at the part where a pedestrian infraction turns into an ATM withdrawal. Not money, rights. The weirdest running gag in these jaywalking stops is how fast it becomes a members-only club. Sir, this is the sidewalk. Why do I need to present credentials like I am trying to get into the VIP section at a nightclub called Probable Cause? And here's what people miss. In a lot of states, an infraction like this is not automatically an ID-required event, the way driving is. It depends on local law, and even then, the whole point is supposed to be issuing a citation, not doing a pocket inventory like we are speedrunning a felony stop. Not a lawyer, but I have watched enough of these to know the script. Minor violation. Refuse to play along. Suddenly the stop is about attitude and compliance, not safety. Also, that little moment where consent gets created by pressure, that is a huge civil rights landmine. You can hear the logic twisting into a pretzel. You told us to. Under what conditions, though? Under the conditions of we are threatening arrest. This is how trust gets erased. Not with one big scandal, with 1,000 tiny shakedowns.
No, you're not treating me with respect because you had no right to pull me over. You got no reason to be messing with me. You just heard somebody called and probably didn't call and said that somebody looked over your wall over there, and now y'all feel violated and you want to come punish somebody. So that's why we're here right
is
now
actually
going
another
through this.
situation. You
No,
jaywalked
yeah,
across the road.
and you would have never said a damn word.
Go
if I
ahead
would
and
have-
take the
if I
cuffs
would have
off.
refused.
We'll cite him for jaywalking and he can move on.
And I want all your name and badge numbers.
That's fine.
You have no legal right to detain me right now. You think I don't do this all the time? I know exactly what I'm doing.
Okay.
You cannot write me a ticket for jaywalking if I'm over 150 feet away from a crosswalk. You know that. You're only doing this to force my ID. That's the only reason you're doing this, because you're a punk. You want to know my name, so you're going to get it one way or the other, no matter how you have to do it, because you're a tyrant.
I didn't make you run across the road.
You're a tyrant. You know what the laws are. You know I didn't break no laws.
I didn't make you run across the road.
You know I didn't break no laws.
There it is. The moment the stop stops being about the alleged thing and becomes a hostage negotiation for your identity. Because notice what just happened on a structural level. The officers are not talking like people trying to solve a problem. They're talking like people trying to win a round. Cuffs become a bargaining chip. Tickets become leverage. And the law becomes vibes. Just vibes with a badge. Also, this jaywalking obsession is not random. Historically, these low-level pedestrian and traffic codes have been the Swiss Army knife of discretionary policing. If an officer wants a reason to stop you, they do not need a robbery suspect description. They need a statute that is broad enough to fit inside any afternoon. That is why cities keep them on the books, even when they claim they are about safety. And when Mr. Newer pushes back, the tone shifts into that familiar script. Not public safety, ego preservation. The allegation is now disrespect. I am not a lawyer, but the constitutional issue is simple. If the only real goal is to force ID, then the infraction is just the costume. And somehow, the costume always fits perfectly. This is why people record. Not because they hate cops, because the story changes when the camera is the witness.
Psych.
Ain't nothing wrong with me. I ain't no psych. I'm perfectly, totally sane, dude.
Citation.
I'll see all of you in court for it too, because I ain't do nothing wrong.
That's fine.
I am legally allowed to cross the street if I'm more than 150 feet from an intersection and I cross at a 90-degree angle. That is the law. You have no right.
Not with cars coming.
The only reason that you are doing this is so you can force me to give you my name. So exactly what am I being detained for?
I already told you.
You want to tell me again?
Jaywalking.
Yeah, jaywalking. I was well over 150 feet from the closest intersection, wasn't I?
You have to yield right away to vehicles on the road.
Right away. There were no cars on the road. You were the closest car and you were 300 yards away from me, so don't even try that.
Okay.
You know damn well this ain't gonna fly. You just wanted to force me to tell you my name. I refused to ID myself down the street, and now you want to force me to tell you my name. Guess what? It don't matter. I'm gonna be out here tomorrow. I'm gonna be out here the day after. I'm gonna be out here the day after. I'm gonna be out here every day.
Okay. I don't got a problem with that.
I'm gonna show you tyrants what's up. I didn't do a damn thing wrong, and you know it.
That's not true.
You know full well I didn't do nothing wrong. I was well over 150 feet from the intersection. I crossed at a 90-degree angle, and there was no traffic coming. You're a liar.
Says you, but that's not true.
Well, yeah, who's gonna believe me over a blue line thug gang member like you? You don't give a damn about the citizens. You're nothing but a money generator. All you do is generate funds for the city and state. You're a revenue generator. That's all you'll ever be. And you're
Okay, you good with him?
Yeah.
All right, here you go, sir. All right, 64.50.
I don't need anything from you.
I explained something to you. You got 30 days to either pay it or contest it in court.
From you. I'm protesting it. I don't need anything from you. All of you. You.
And that right there is the part that sticks with me. Not the yelling, not the ticket. The casual normalness of it. Because if you zoom out, this whole video was the same magic trick in two costumes. Chalk on a sidewalk and a person crossing a street. Two things a light rain can erase. And yet, the response is paperwork, threats, detention energy, and that weird tone like the citizen is inconveniencing the government by existing out loud. Here's the deeper problem. These encounters are not just about one officer having a bad day. They are training scars, they are policy incentives, they are a culture where compliance is treated like the product and rights are treated like fine print. That is why the sergeant stepping in feels so dramatic. Not because he is Captain America, because in a system built to escalate, basic restraint looks heroic. And listen, I am not a lawyer. I am just a person with a functioning memory. When a department can turn harmless behavior into an arrestable event on Monday, then do a settlement on Friday and call it growth, then do it again next month, that is not accountability. That is a subscription service, paid for by taxpayers and trauma. What does it mean going forward? It means your city can be hosting a cute little community festival while still running the same playbook behind the scenes. It means minor codes stay useful because they are flexible. And it means if you do not know your local ordinances and your state ID rules, an officer can fill in the blanks with confidence. So my sincere ask is this: learn your rights. Support local oversight that has teeth. Share your story if you have one, because the fastest way to keep a bad pattern alive is to treat it like an awkward one-off. And if you are a cop watching this, congratulations. The bar is so low that basic professionalism is a plot twist. Please, clear it anyway.